My name is Adam Hausmeyer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to take a look at what I took on vacation and how it worked out for me. Before you go on vacation, you usually try to run over all the scenarios that you might encounter as far as a photography standpoint before you leave. Before we left for our vacation, that's what I try to do. And my plan was to use my prime set of lenses primarily for the shooting that I was going to do. So I have the 16mm Sigma, which is on the camera now. And then I had the 30mm Sigma and the 56mm Sigma. I also brought the kit lens, but I'm just not, up until this point, wasn't a huge fan of the kit lens, so I didn't plan on using it a lot and really didn't have it on my camera very much while we were on doing our activities. So my plan was to change the lenses as I go when I came across a certain situation that I felt needed a different lens. I would just change it out and for a different lens. But I learned when you're on vacation, with a group of people, you just kind of want to catch the moment that there's just not enough time to switch lenses. I mean, you really can't stop and ask people to stop what they're doing so you can get out your lenses, find the right lens, and then change it to the appropriate lens, frame the shot, get the exposure just right, and all that. I mean, at that point it's become a photography trip and not a family vacation. For me, the using the Sigma lenses, although they're great for if you have time to set up your shot and you have time to frame it, get the exposure just right, they're great for that. They're incredibly sharp, awesome lenses. But for a vacation situation, that's just didn't work for me. It may work for some people, but it didn't work for me. So the main thing that I'll be testing more is the kit lens, the 16-50 kit lens. I'll be testing this a lot more because what I really want the A6400 to be for me is just kind of a run and gun shooter. When I'm on vacation, a little bit better than a point and shoot, or much better than a point and shoot. I need a lens to kind of be able to adjust to when I'm going along, like on vacation situations. So that means I either test this lens out and see what I can get out of it, or I invest in another lens, which is the 18-105. All it really is out there right now is the 18-105 and the 16-70 Sony lenses. Those lenses are both, the 18-105 is almost 600, and the 16 to 70 is almost 1,000. So right now those lenses are out of my budget, unless I truly find that, really think that I need them. Is the only reason I would ever get one of those. And the 18 to 105 is much larger than the 16 to 70. And like I say, on a vacation situation, you want to try to keep things as light and as compact as possible. I'm kind of ruling out the 18 to 105, so I'll be looking primarily at the 16 to 70. In that case, $900 extra. Maybe I can just use what I have and make it work. So we'll be trying out this kit lens a lot more. I have used it in the past. I wasn't particularly impressed with the stills quality of it. The video, I'm sure, is fine. Again, that's just something I need to test more, take more pictures, and see what I can come up with using this thing. The big star of the show, however, when I was on vacation, is the Pocket Osmo. Like I say, I didn't really pull out the 6400 just a whole lot, but the Pocket Osmo really came in handy. And what I mean by that is it's a really inconspicuous camera, meaning as you can pull it out. Okay, let's say you're in a crowded situation and you go to pull out your A6400. Well, everybody looks at you like, oh, this guy's a photographer, he's a vlogger, whatever, he's got a special camera. It kind of puts a spotlight on you when you pull out a camera like a 6400 or a A7 III or whatever. That's something I'm just not quite comfortable with yet. But the Osmo Pocket is something I'm comfortable pulling out. It's small. People are used to, or people have become accustomed to the use of cell phones, taking videos and pictures and such. So pulling out something small like the Osmo Pocket is not way outside the norms for normal people. Meaning, if you pull this out, not many people you're not going to attract a whole lot of looks from bystanders. And then plus it has a lot of good features with it. You have the slow-mo, which I used a few times. It has stabilization, and this control wheel is awesome. It really became the star of the show. Like I say, easy to pull out. You can deploy it or get it ready within like 5 seconds. So it's much easier. It was easy for me just to put it in my pocket when something came up, boom, pull it out, and start filming or take pictures. And surprisingly, the picture quality is a lot better than I expected. I really hadn't taken a whole lot of pictures with it per se, up until the point where we went on vacation. But when we went, I was able to take a few pictures with it, and the quality is surprisingly good. It's a little hard to frame your picture with it and see what you're actually taking a picture of because of the screen is so small. But for the most part, it does a really good job. And again, it does 4K 60, 4K 30. It's really it's a camera that I hate to love. It's frustrating sometimes, and then other times it works better than any other camera would at any particular instance. The camera that I didn't use very much at all is the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Just never found a really good time to use that. Generally, that's a good camera, if you want to stick it on something or give to your kids. It's hard for your kids to, it's not indestructible, but it's rugged. So I'd give the camera to them, have them go to town, but those situations just never really came up. So I didn't use the GoPro just a whole lot. But it's always nice to have, and this is the kind of setup that I have it on. I just have it on a little bitty tripod. I stick it on the side of my camera bag. The most disappointing thing about the trip was the use of the everyday backpack. I've used it up until the point we went on vacation, and everything was fine with it. And everything is great with it, but I just find that it doesn't meet my needs or my style of shooting as well as I'd like it to. And what I mean by that is you have to remember what side your camera's on, and then if you're switching lenses and stuff like that, you have to when you're switching lenses, it really just becomes complicated, and it becomes hard to remember what side of the backpack your gear is on. You can't open both sides at one time, or everything's going to fall out of it. That was a really frustrating part of using this backpack. I think for me and my style of shooting, like I say, this is perfectly fine would be perfectly fine for a wide variety of people. That's why it has rave reviews, and I do like it for certain situations. But if we're going on a trip or something like that, you want to set your bag down and you want to open it up and see everything that you have, and be able to pull things out of your backpack, like changes and lenses, boom boom, super fast. Take the old one off, put the new one on, put everything back where it goes. That only takes a minute or a few seconds. But with this one, it requires opening both sides of the backpack, and then you're balancing the backpack that's on your chest when you flip it around. Then you got this thing in the way, and then you're trying to get lenses out. And then so you're holding the camera, trying to take the camera. All this is balancing. You're doing things one-handed that you normally wouldn't do one-handed, and it becomes a balancing act that I just really didn't feel comfortable with. I'm sure after some time you can be comfortable with it, but also I always felt that I was on the verge of dropping some of my equipment on the ground. I didn't like that at all, and I'm not so sure that this backpack offers 100% protection for your equipment, because once you get the stuff in there, even though it's not going to come, and you have the backpack closed, your equipment is not going to come out or come loose or anything, but it is going to be rattling around a little bit, which always makes me a little uncomfortable, like it's going to get some rub rash on it, or I don't know, there's something uneasy about it for me. And also when you're going to change lenses and stuff like that, it just makes me nervous that I'm going to drop something on the ground. But that wasn't the biggest deal breaker. The biggest deal breaker for me for this backpack is the comfort level of the backpack. We went to amusement park. We spent about 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours at the amusement park. By the end of the day, and this is just the basic equipment. This is basically all I had in there: A6400, 3 lenses, Osmo, GoPro. It's a pretty lot setup, really. The pack just became pretty much unbearable towards the end of the day. It's super heavy. The straps just aren't very comfortable for an all-day excursion like that. So, but with this great pack, this pack is meant for everyday use. Meaning, you go, you put it on, you wear it for under an hour. You set it on the ground. You come back to it. It's not. This is the everyday backpack, not packed to the gills and wear it for 5 or 6 hours backpack. I try to make this backpack do what I wanted it to do. I try to make it do what it's not designed to do, at least for me is, and that's an all-day excursion to amusement park. Or so I'm on the lookout for a new backpack, which I ordered the Lowepro ProTactic 450 AW2. Say that twice. We're going to see how that goes, because I really would like to carry more gear with me as I go along, and I want to be able to carry it comfortably. This thing is just becomes, after an all-day use, I was done. In fact, I didn't even take it the second day I went to the amusement park. It was just too heavy. It really hurt my back. So in summary, if you're going on vacation, especially like I was with kids and trying to take pictures of kids as they're doing amusement park activities and just general run and gun stop shooting, I would definitely recommend having a quality zoom lens for your shooting applications. Switching between prime lenses, just probably not going to work out for you, because like I say, you're going to have the wrong lens on at the wrong time. You're going to need to switch lenses, and by the time you switch lenses, the moment's going to be over with. I would always recommend taking at least one quality prime lens, because you know, the picture quality is going to be much better out of it when you get an opportunity to set up a shot how you want. But for the most part, all you're really going to need is a good zoom lens. As far as backpack goes, you're really going to have to try out just several different backpacks before you find the one that you're comfortable with. For me, the everyday backpack is just not meant for excursions like that. This is for lighter excursions. It's just not meant to be wearing all day with any type of heavy load. So I'm going to need a backpack for those type of scenarios. Thanks for watching.